My name is Maxine Motley. I teach middle school social studies. I teach grades 6 through 8, and I find teaching social studies an awesome experience. Well, for beginners, I would like to share a little bit about my growing up. Growing up, I was the oldest of 7 children, and I grew up in Bonnet, New Jersey, actually. And at the time, growing up, my parents did not attend church, but they did send us to church. However, being the oldest of 7 children had its awesome advantages. On the other hand, it had great responsibilities that it did seem to leave for me as the oldest child. Looking back, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to grow up in a home. Definitely did not come from upper class beginning, and I have to say that the Lord allowed me to come from humbled beginnings. Learned a lot growing up. Appreciated family. One of the things that our parents, I felt, has instilled in us that I felt has been an awesome legacy is the importance of family. So many great legacies I felt that were left by my parents, and so today, as adult children, all 7 of us, or should I say actually 6, we did lose a brother of mine. Actually, he was the second child after me, actually was shot. And a lot of times we may hear of those types of things on the news programs, but for me, I was one of those that actually came from a family that really did experience an unfortunate tragedy. One way that the Lord, I felt, helped me to deal with that was through writing. So I did, by the grace of God, eventually begin to write a book. And the book was really a tribute to my parents. And so I believed in writing that pretty much also was not just a springboard of the situation with my brother, but out of my own personal relationship with God. Later, I did also help raise 2 sons of his. So we're really thankful. We felt at that time we did what we could as a family in taking in other relatives such as that. Number 9, blank expanded the Greek Empire by conquering Persia and Egypt and invading India. Who was that guy that? I was in a public school, and I realized that just about every time when I needed to talk or to teach a lesson or to discuss classroom procedures or classroom routines, or even just to simply talk to a student about any, whether it's academic or behavior issues, on the very tip of my tongue, I found myself coming close to say, and you know the Lord loves you, but I was in a public school. Well, you know, we can really pray about this, but I realized, I'm in a public school. So time and time again, so many times, the word Jesus, the Bible, the word God was right here on the tip of my tongue. So I actually can recall praying to God and saying, God, I need to be somewhere where I can talk freely of you. God placed me in a learning environment where I can pray. God placed me in a learning environment where I can share the love of Christ, where I can share salvation and somehow apply that or combine that with my academic subjects, or to have the freedom, as the Lord should lead, to minister to a child that may have questions. I really feel called to be here at Red Lion, and it's been actually a desire of mine for many years. I want to say 10 years ago, actually applying to work here at Red Lion, and the doors did not open at that time. And then I learned later there was a teacher that I did know that was working at Red Lion and had a chance to talk to that person. So I believe the Lord used them to help open the doors for me to make further calls and contacts. I have enjoyed working with the children. I feel working with the students have helped me to grow, not just academically. It has not only challenged me in that sense, but it's also challenged me in the sense of growing personally, growing more as a believer. My desire to be here primarily is to be able to reflect the love of Christ. What I love most about teaching social studies to our students is hoping and making as much attempts as possible to help them to walk away with a sense of being inspired, developing a greater appreciation and also love for history. Many times I think when students look into the history books, they see history to refer to as ancient civilization or our world, how it once was, but to be able to bring it home and to make it a little more personal, to help them to see that history includes them. So they are history is one of the things I like to really drive home. They too are a part of history. I love the Lord, and I think it's important to say that it was at the age of 10 that the Lord saved me. From that experience, the Lord has continued to develop my walk with Him, and it's been my desire that, Lord, whatever I do here on the face of this earth, I want to really do as unto you and for your glory. So coming here at Red Lion, that's been my desire, that as I teach, that I would reflect Christ, that Jesus would be seen. Living for Christ has been the best decision I have ever made. I like the phrase, Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me. And for me, Jesus has really been the best thing that has ever happened to me. I need God. I want more of Him, and it's my prayer that I will just continue this Christian journey as the Lord would see fit. And I have to say, my greatest goal, I believe, is to be able to leave a godly legacy. A godly legacy for my family, and prayerfully for the students here at Red Lion Christian Academy.